Hey, we're back.
Yes, hi everybody.
Yeah, welcome back to the Anchor SA podcast, episode 17. Yo, bro, we're moving.
No. Fast,
moving.
fast.
Yeah, soon we'll be at 50.
Yeah.
Get ready, I'm organizing something for episode 50.
So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yes.
It's a surprise for me too, because I have no idea.
I'm planning it alone. It's a surprise for everyone.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've started our new series, our relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
The first episode is out. It was out. It's been out. You can go check it out.
Now, yeah.
So we're going to be talking about our relationship with God. And yeah, I think it's such an amazing way to start the year because, God is an integral part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but it's an integral part of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's important for us to share how things have changed over the years.
Yeah.
As we grew closer to God. And so today we're going to be talking about how our relationship with God has affected our human interactions, our human relationships. And I think the perfect place to start is with our parents.
Yeah.
Where it all started. Because God is our heavenly Father and we also have earthly parents.
Yeah.
And so I think let's start there. How has your relationship with God redefine your relationship with your parents fully?
It changed over the years. I think because maybe I got saved when I was younger, a lot of stuff only started being better when I get older because I understood more. How my relationship with God affected my relationship with my parents is probably helping me to respect them a bit more.
So you're disrespectful, that's what you're saying.
It is bad. I'm still working on it because I talk back. I fight, guys. I really do fight. But it's something that has helped me in having to honor them. I now have to respect them, but I don't always have to backchat. If I feel like they're wrong, sometimes I should just keep it to myself. So that's one of the stuff. And I think it gave me a good perspective of my Heavenly Father. With like the authority that they have over my life, I'm able to see the authority that even God has over my life. Because I grew up in a Christian home. I got to be saved through my mom. Like she led me through the prayer. So that's pretty much it. How's it with you?
With me it's pretty much the same. I think for me, I'm starting to realize that with parenting and being a parent, you play a big part in the way your children see God.
True.
And I see it with my parents, and I see it especially with my dad because I think, honestly, if I'm being honest, my dad is my role model. My role model is not Steve Jobs.
That's cute.
He better not see this because I won't say it to his face, but he's my role model. I look up to him. And the same way you got saved through your mom, I got saved through my dad. My dad prayed the sinner's prayer with me. He also baptized me.
Yes, I remember.
My parents were the ones who baptized me, which I think it's cute. It's kind of cute. But I think for me, I see the way I see God is the way I see my dad, and I see it even in the way I dream. In my dreams, I keep telling people that, it's not even the way I see it, but it's the way a lot of people see it, that in your dreams, God normally appears through people that you look up to. Sometimes it's your boss, sometimes, it's basically people you look up to.
Yeah.
And for me, it's my dad. Most of the time when I dream and I have my dad in the dream, it's definitely God speaking through him. And I think that's just a reflection of the way I see my dad. That I see him as that father figure, the same way I see God as that father figure. And over the past 2 years, I think, the more I've grown closer to God, I've also seen how I've been able to grow closer to my parents. And I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. I've seen it with me as well. Like I said, because it is different growing up. Like growing up is like, okay, you get saved at an early age, but of course, as the years go by, you mature. But as my relationship with God got better, so did my relationship with my parents.
Exactly, and I don't even know how to explain how it happened. It just happened organically, and I think it's also because if I'm being honest, I've stopped putting up a front with my parents. The whole perfection front. I think I used to do that a lot. And it's not only with my parents, a lot of people. I used to put up this whole thing where I'm not the same person I am with my friends that I am with my parents. And so it has, not being authentic has, put a barrier up in our relationship. And I think like for the past 2 years that has started to change. I'm more or less the same person that I am with my friends that I am with my parents.
That's great.
And it's because I'm starting to be more real. And I've also seen how I've become more authentic with God.
Oh yes.
I don't go to God trying to put up that whole facade of perfection. And like, yeah, God, I sinned a bit, and like, yeah, but I know He's still God. I'm able to be more honest with God.
Yeah.
More honest when I'm feeling insecure about things, more honest when I'm feeling like, even when I'm in sin,
Has it been the same with maybe your friends, maybe, but you haven't been in a romantic relationship in a while, so.
What's that? What does that mean? Explain what that means.
So are you as authentic with your friends as you say about God and your parents and whatever?
I think with growing closer to God, I'm more authentic with everyone, honestly. Even people who don't know me, I think I'm becoming less, I don't know how to explain it, but I think I used to be one person with my friends, one person with my family, and a completely different person with people who like knew me before and have seen me like after years. But I think now I'm becoming the real me, that the person that you know is the same person my siblings know. It's still the same person who my parents know. I don't feel like
need to be a chameleon.
Exactly. And it's also becoming that way with God. That you all know the same person.
Yeah.
It's no longer at a point where if you say something about me to my parents, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I didn't know this about that guy. And that's pretty much the way it is.
It's really good. It's, for me, I think when it comes to one thing that has actually helped a lot is dealing with conflict with my relationship with God. Confrontation and conflict within myself first, and then also with other people. I remember actually tweeted about how as I'm learning this, I'm able to be like confrontational and be able to save conflict with other people. I think what has helped through God, what has helped through that is because I remember last year, remember in that episode of, being honest with yourself and whatsoever. Like, you better go check it out. It's episode 2 of season 1, yes. Right? So I remember it was like at my breaking point, basically. I also mentioned in the previous episode that I wasn't very open with God. I was like, I didn't go to Him about like the issues that I felt were small. I went to Him about the holy stuff, devotion. Yeah. Jesus, I'm trying to be more like You. I didn't go to Him like, oh my gosh, God, today I don't feel like I love myself. I didn't go to Him about like, oh my goodness,
I'm mad at this person.
I'm mad at this person. And as I learned all of that, it helped, that I was able to be open with myself and having to be open with God, that I'm able to be open with more people.
Yeah.
The other really big area that I noticed like changed a whole lot is, like I say, forgiveness, working with forgiveness and offense.
Oh, wow, yeah. That has changed a lot.
I remember recently I had this other friend who grew up together. Super cool girl, I don't see like us having like serious issues or whatsoever until, people talk and she talks maybe to the wrong person and the person will be like, you won't believe what I said about you. And so I remember in that very time I was learning about offense, I was learning about forgiveness, and it wouldn't be the most, I wouldn't say conventional, but like most usual way to deal with such a thing. I didn't confront her though. I didn't do anything. I was just like,
talk about that one day, confrontation.
Yeah. But I remember then I was like, what? I'm just gonna pray for this person and keep it moving. I'm not gonna hold a grudge, nothing. You know, she still comes around, act like I don't know nothing, but I moved. And had it been an old me, I remember something horrible once happened to me and I cursed the person. Like, oh my word, let everything they touch just be horrible. I hope something horrible happens to them. Yeah, I get
hope I never finish. I really hope I
I
never
get
finish.
really bad, like, and really, I don't want to use the term evil, but it can get really,
It
can
evil.
get really horrible when
Yeah.
I'm like super angry at stuff people do. By the way, what had happened then was that my phone was stolen. So, but anyway, so I was really proud of myself that I didn't take the route of cursing this person for the stuff that they said about me. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much also one of the most major stuff that had happened.
But then, okay, let's then speak more about friendship. You know, we've talked about parents. I don't think there's much more to say. But I think with friendship, it's so complex, our relationship with God and our friends. And I think the one thing I've been thinking about over the past few weeks is how my growth in God over, again, the past 2 years, because it's been exponential. I'm going to refer to the past 2 years a lot because my growth with God has been so exponential. But I think I'm starting to look back at friendships that ended. Even like past 4 or 5 years, and how I'm thinking, how was I patient enough with people? The way God is patient with me.
Good question.
Because I look back at those friendships and I'm like, I ended them because I was like, I am tired of this person. That's how most of my friendships ended, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think about how, you know, the whole divine appointments works, where like you're called to people's lives, and sometimes it's through friendships, and you know, we're all not perfect. I mean, I'm such an imperfect person, but I think at how I look back at how I ended those friendships because I was so impatient with people, you know, and I'm like, but God, did you really want me to leave that friendship? Was it my time to finish that friendship, or did I just leave it based on my emotions? And that's what I want to talk more about. How have you been patient with people in your life, your friends, especially people who are not imperfect? You know, there's some people who are very problematic. You know, very problematic.
Yeah.
But you know, for me, I've realized that like with those people, there's some, I don't know how to explain, but there's some patience that I have with people, man, that a lot of people don't have for those people. And I think back and I'm like, what if that's God given? But because I got to a point, I'm like, this person is doing too much now. It has ended that friendship.
For me, I think maybe I'm just a really patient person.
In general?
In general with people. Yes, I can be like very patient. So I've never had situations where like for me, usually when it comes to friendships, it just usually fades off. Like nothing serious.
There's never conflict.
There's never like serious conflict. For most of my friends who I've had conflicts with, that we actually sorted it out. And when I'm thinking of one person, because it's only one serious stuff, I hardly like have fight a lot. But I remember with her, she had come back into my life and we sorted it out. There was just miscommunication, and then she did this and I did that, and yeah. But there's never been. It usually fades off. I remember back in high school, I had friends. I was like, no, I don't think they're really great. I'm trying to grow spiritually. I pray friendships away, and that's exactly what happened with me. So we just outgrow each other. Next thing, you know, maybe we're no longer in the same class. We don't see each other often. I see in the passages. I don't really always sit with you at break. So for me, it's usually gradual. But
it just dies out.
It just dies out.
I think for me, with friendships, there are friendships that just die out organically. But like there are also friendships where I'm like, I'm ending this. I'm consciously ending this. I don't want this person in my life anymore. And I think back to it and I'm like, I was really patient with this person, you know? And I'm like, I've seen how God has been patient with me. Like it's ridiculous. I'm like, God, by now you must be tired of me. Because, you know, I'm an imperfect person.
Yeah.
And I look back at those friendships and I'm like, but God, maybe I should go back. You know? Maybe I should go back because I asked myself.
Must leave the 99.
Yeah, I must go back to the one sheep. But I'm not trying to make myself Jesus. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that there are people in my life where God has appointed me. There are people who God has also appointed for me, you know, to be able to be patient with me because again, I'm imperfect. But I look back at those friendships and I'm like, God, but do you still want me to go back? Is my appointment still there? You know, yes, I might have ended things very loudly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm leaving the friendship and I'm never coming back. But I'm like, maybe, you know, I've seen how you've been patient with me. I've seen how I've been able to go back to you even after, you know, disobeying or going back to sin. And you've taken me back. And I'm always in awe at how patient God is with me. And, you know, as Christians, we are trying to be Christ-like.
Yeah.
And one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. And I'm like, but God, should I then maybe go back?
And I think that's the thing, how our relationship with God will reflect with other people. That we are able to be like, but this is how God responds to me. Or this is how God would rather have me respond because that's how he responds to me. But I think it's just also important to know when to love afar. Is there such?
I think there is, the thing is, I know 100% when God is saying no, love this person from a distance.
Yeah.
I know, and I think with some of these friendships, God is saying you need to be close to them, and this is what I'm starting to pray about more, about friendships that I've left, appointments that I've left where I shouldn't have left, and I'm like, I think I need to go back. But I think it's something that we need to talk more about, especially the divine appointment thing. It's not only with friendships; it's jobs, it's churches.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where you leave because you've been hurt, you leave because you've
been disappointed.
Your emotions are, you know, controlling things, and God is saying, "I'm not done with you here. Stay." And I think maybe that's what we need to talk about more in the next episode. Yeah. So I think we've touched more about our relationship with God and how it affects our human interactions. Don't forget to subscribe.
Comment down below.
Yes, comment. Please let us know how your relationship with God has affected
relationship with
your parents,
your human
friends.
relationships, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're going to be dropping, guys. We're going to drop so much content. We're going to be consistent. I promise you. I'm making sure.
We're no longer having a leave yet 3 months.
Yeah, no.
We're no longer going AWOL.
We're no longer taking any hiatuses.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. It's anchored_SA. On Twitter, it's anchored_SA.
Yeah.
And see you guys next week. Bye.